Am I the a-hole for refusing to cover my scar and wearing a bikini as it triggered my friend? I 24 female had a cancer scare a few years back and had a biopsy done on my upper leg. The scar has faded now, but it is still fairly noticeable and about 7 centimeters long. Thankfully, it was only a scare and nothing came of it. For a while I was insecure about it and stopped wearing skirts or tight leggings where you could see the outline of the scar, but now that I've accepted it's going to be there, I started to wear whatever and realized nobody cares about it apart from the odd question. We went to the beach yesterday as a friend group and I wore a bikini. I was excited to get a tan and my friend Anna brought her other friend Dana, 25 female. I have met her before but don't know her very well, however I do know she started a fundraiser for her mom who is fighting cancer right now. Dana's family situation is quite difficult as her dad passed away recently and her mom has stage 4 and Dana is juggling a lot. I came earlier than Anna and Dana so I was already in my bikini when they joined us and Dana was nice to me and asked about my new job. Then Anna went to say hi to the others and Dana mentioned my scar and recognized it was a biopsy. She asked if I could wear a beach cover-up and it was triggering to her and insensitive of me as I know her mom is going through it right now. I said no, I'm here to get a tan and the cover-up will ruin that, and Dana didn't say anything but didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. Today Anna texted me telling me Dana told her what happened, and while she agrees Dana's comment was weird, I should have given her a free pass as she is not in the best place mentally right now. I said it was really weird and no, I wouldn't. I genuinely don't think I am in the wrong and think she's being really weird about the situation. Obviously, if I am in the wrong I will apologize.
Not the a-hole at all. While I feel for her and what she's going through, it is absolutely not okay to ask some to put a cover-up on due to a scar. If someone has a trigger, it is their responsibility to handle it, not everyone else's to change for them. You're at the beach, it is completely acceptable that you wear your bikini. And good for you for not letting your scar deter you from what you want to do.
Not the a-hole at all. It's ridiculous that she expected you to cover up like that. Her triggers are her responsibility to manage, not have others accommodate to her. If the scar is too much for her, she can remove herself from the situation.
Not the a-hole. Her triggers are hers to manage, your body your choice, and also you should feel comfortable and wear what you like. She may not be in the best place mentally right now, so I do hope she will realize that what she did is immature. Not sure what to think of your other friend though.
Not the a-hole whatsoever. Expecting someone else to adjust their appearance because she feels triggered is not how the world works. She needs to toughen up. Sure, she's going through some shit, but who isn't? It's not a free pass. If anything, she should feel more sympathetic to your scarring.
What's next? All bald people must wear a hat, cause Dana can't tell who's going through chemo and who isn't.
Not the a-hole. You had a cancer scare and that's why you have a scar. Her asking you to cover up is weird, and like she's saying only her family matters when it comes to the effects of cancer. Would she ask someone going through cancer treatment to cover up? If someone is bald, does she ask them to hide it because it's triggering? She doesn't get a free pass just because her life is tough right now. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my wife for firing our babysitter and making her cry because she called an ambulance? Hello Reddit. I have just downloaded Reddit because my niece said I should post this story to the Am I the a-hole board, so here I am. I am not very good with technology, so forgive me, but I'll probably be messing this whole post up. So basically here's what happened. Me and my wife hired our babysitter who we've been going to for years. We have 2 sons and a daughter, and we've been hiring her since my oldest son was a baby. Though it was mostly her mom looking after the baby while she was helping, so we gave her a couple of dollars for that. She's now 16 and can look after the kids all on her own, and my oldest 2 love her. My youngest is only 7 months, so I'm not sure he really gets it yet, but he seems relatively happy when he's with her. This Friday my kids' daycare has been closed for renovations and Daisy, our babysitter, has kindly offered to take care of them after school, from 3:30 to 6 p.m. I get home from work at 6 and my wife gets home at 5:30. However, I got home early from work at 5:30. When I got home I found my wife yelling at Daisy while Daisy was just sobbing and apologizing. I asked my wife what was going on, and all she did was just start yelling that Daisy had cost us a bunch of money. My first thought was that she'd broken something, but my wife wasn't telling me what it was. She told Daisy she wouldn't be paying her for her time and to get the F***ck out of our house and never come back or she'd call the police. Daisy then ran out crying and I left my wife to calm down while I comforted my kids. They were all crying in a different room while my wife yelled at Daisy. When everything had calmed down, I got the full story from my wife. So here's what happened. My mother had been looking after the kids until 3:30 while we were at work. This was Daisy's first time looking after my youngest son, though we knew we could trust her with the babies since she looked after my daughter alone when she was a baby. Something important that you should know is that my youngest son has breath-holding episodes, which occur when he gets frustrated or is in pain, and he will just hold his breath. To stop them you just have to blow on the baby or they will just snap out of it on their own. They're completely normal and relatively safe in babies. However, the episodes can sometimes cause passing out and blueness. And it's normal and he usually wakes up within a few seconds. To cut a long story short, my mom forgot to tell Daisy what to do if that happens. And when my son passed out, Daisy panicked and called 911 and then my wife. My wife is now angry that Daisy called 911 for nothing and has now wasted our money on an ambulance ride. Me and my wife are now arguing because I think Daisy did the right thing but my wife doesn't. Yesterday we got into a heated argument. We both said some hurtful stuff and she is now staying with her mother for a few days while she thinks over my priorities in the relationship. Am I the a-hole?
Not the a-hole. Your wife is truly awful and I hope you're having her read these responses.
That may be a good idea once she calms down a bit.
And Daisy is owed an apology, her full pay, and a good reference for her next babysitting gig.
Not the a-hole. Your wife behaved reprehensibly. Daisy deserves a medal and an apology. She was unprepared with information she required. If you want an expert who'd already knew this, then you don't get to hire a teenager to babysit, and your wife needs to get comfy paying a lot more for a professional adult nanny who comes with this sort of knowledge. Your wife prioritized money over the safety of the children and the most basic respect and kindness towards Daisy. You may also want to be reconsidering some things. Give Daisy the money and apology your wife owes her. Edit. Also, I would strongly encourage you to apologize to her parents as well and make sure they are aware of the trauma Daisy experienced. She might have been scared or ashamed to tell her parents the full truth, and it would be kind for you to support her on that front as well.
Not the a-hole. My little brother is a paramedic. They just lost a child because the parents waited too long to call 911 because the child did exactly what your child does. Turns out the child was actually choking. That child is now dead. Easily would have survived had they called 911 as they were nearby both the scene and hospital.
OP is not the a-hole for how he reacted to his wife's actions. He and his wife are a-holes for not ensuring their teenage babysitter was aware of their son's episodes. If your kid frequently engages in behavior that could cause him to pass out, you the parents make sure all caregivers are aware. You don't rely on a game of telephone. Moreover, someone, especially a teenager, may not be comfortable babysitting knowing the child may just stop breathing.
Not the a-hole. My mom forgot to tell Daisy what to do if that happens. And when my son passed out, Daisy panicked and called 911. Of course she'd do that. She totally did the right thing. She then called your wife, also the right thing. Your wife shouted, swore at and made a 16-year-old kid cry, who would have already had a bad scare about your son. That's just not okay on any level. Daisy needs to be paid for her time, and your wife needs to apologize to her. Why she's entrenching her position now she knows Daisy didn't even know your son did that is really puzzling. Sounds like you've lost a good sitter too. What do you think of these stories? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories.